This is Christine Brown, and while I have to listen to this podcast as my motherly duty, you have the choice not to. My sons sometimes say some naughty things when they're trying to be funny, but really, they're just being stupid. If you still want to listen, go right ahead. I am not your mother.
Welcome back to the Patriots Dynasty Podcast, the only podcast, I have to believe, that is going back and rewatching every game of the Patriots Dynasty era. We started in 2001. We are making our way through 2005. This is 2005 Week 10, where the Patriots head to Miami, where they haven't had much luck. It's been a little while, but with me is the full crew. We've got Steven. Hello, Steven.
Hello.
We've got Gregory. Hello, Gregory.
You guys, it's good to be back.
And we've got Tim Turn. How are you, Tim Turn?
Doing well, Andy.
All right.
No
Tim,
longer an intern. Tim, well,
he was for us.
in
We ain't
general
paying him.
terms, Mr. Amtrak now.
That's right. Well, he's got himself a job.
Yeah.
Working sucks, doesn't it?
Yeah, waking up at 12:30 this morning to work 9 hours wasn't great, but
Brutal.
And yet you're still here bringing the heat. I can feel it coming off of you.
I'm dedicated to the craft, you know.
He's not wearing pants, Andy.
Yeah, someone's got to keep the trains running and the podcasting, you know?
Yeah, I'm fighting for my job every day, you know.
Yeah.
Podcast.
Just
So,
going out doing the best I can.
yeah, I just want to earn it every day.
Yeah, support my teammates.
Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm doing it for the last man, for the 53rd man.
There you
It's
go.
actually me on this podcast, but
It could be Greg. We'll find out.
no,
All right.
Greg's got a Gronk spot on this roster. He can kind of get crazy, do whatever he wants to, show up when he wants to, practice when he wants to.
Yeah, as long as you put up the numbers, it doesn't matter what you do off
Puts
the
up
field.
the numbers.
Oh, is that what we're calling what Greg does? Putting up
Oh,
the
yeah.
numbers?
He's
That's
a
right,
diva.
Andy.
He's absolutely a diva.
Diva.
Yeah. He's the key shot of the group.
Yeah. That's my quarterback.
All right, so we have this week the Patriots going to Miami, and just as a refresher, this is off of the loss to Peyton Manning and the Colts. Peyton Manning's first win, I believe it was, against the Patriots. So at least this Patriots team with Brady and Belichick. That was like a primetime game. I can't remember if it was Monday or Sunday night.
Monday.
But yeah, it was not a good game. And then they had to travel to Miami. And this has been an up and down season all the way through. They actually haven't won or lost back-to-back games yet this season. Every streak has been a one-game streak. So hopefully that continues here because we don't want to be losing two in a row. And spoiler alert, they don't lose. This is one of those rare wins in Miami. In fact, this is the second win in the last 8 seasons in Miami. Because even
Yeah, so
last
they were
season,
3
if
and
you-
13 in the last 16 in Miami.
and if you recall, last year, 2004, the 14-2 Patriots or whatever it was, went into Miami, like the one-win Miami team and lost. And that was the, what was it, Tim? The night Courage wore orange or something like that, they named the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this was not that. And part of that, I think, was because of, well, I was going to say it was because of Gus Frerotte as the Dolphins scouting quarterback, but I don't even know if we can say that because he actually played a decent game. I think he put up pretty similar numbers to Brady in this one, just because Brady's dealing with kind of what you see in the current Patriots offense, where there are just no weapons left on this team. And I think we've been talking about injuries generally in this 2005 season, because this is just the season of injuries. And it would not abate here. But it does give you, I mean, literally, I have my biggest section of notes is injuries. Daniel Graham is out of this game. Givens was like a last minute scratch, so Troy Brown is starting, which he hasn't done in a while, and looked pretty good out there, but it still like wasn't on the same timing as Brady. But really, the worst thing is the fact they have no running backs. Kevin Falk is out. Patrick Pass is out. Corey Dillon was dressed for the game and played the first play, and then you didn't see him again. Which means your two running backs were Steve's boy, Mike Cloud.
My cloud.
Yeah. And we'll say it's Tim's boy, Heath Evans. This has to be Tim's boy.
Yeah. Heath Evans coming out party, baby.
So Heath Evans, I believe, was signed either this week or the week before, after spending 6 weeks in Miami, where he had one carry for a grand total of 0 yards. He was their backup fullback and has 108 career rushing yards coming into this game. So nobody expecting much except for him. And he goes off for 84 rushing yards on the game, 100 total 2 yards, a couple nice screen passes and such. To, I would say, offensively be the offensive player of the game.
Yeah, star of the game.
Yeah, I would say. Just because you could tell he wanted to stick it to the Dolphins. He was just finishing every run, kind of Corey Dillon-esque.
Who is the Dolphins
all
starter
stars.
over him?
A few guys.
Ronnie Brown. Ricky Williams.
This is Ronnie Brown's rookie year, and Ricky Williams is still on this team.
Yeah, but he's more like a fullback than a running back.
Ooh.
Heath?
Heath? Oh, yeah, Heath was.
Yeah.
But Mike Cloud had 7 rushes for 8 yards. So
Nice.
And his long was 7 yards.
The old Najee Harris performance.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but Heath Evans 17 for 84, the longest of 21. So
I think it's like the first run too. And like
it was, yeah. First,
it was that got me so fired up, dude.
literally ran straight up the gut, like untouched for 21 yards. Just looking for somebody to hit.
Nothing gets me going more than seeing a fullback like go off.
Yeah.
Especially Mike
that up the
Allstott
gut.
highlights. Dude,
Yeah.
you ever watch that? Dude, they're
Don't
the
get
best.
me started on Mike
highlights.
Allstott.
Electric.
No.
All star highlights are the best.
Yeah.
Oh my god, gets my blood boiling.
But even with that, the Patriots offense, not great. Their first one of 5 drives, punts, all punts, including their first drive where they drove 51 yards and punted from the Miami 35, which is just
tough.
one of those things that you don't see anymore
No, you don't.
at all. The ball was down at the 1. It was like, okay, great. I think it took Miami 3 plays to get out of that end zone. But yeah, this was it was a game where like this Patriots team just had nobody. It was basically the Patriots' second team, except for 2 key players coming back. Richard Seymour back on the defensive line, and you have, of course, Teddy Bruschi back. This is his 3rd week back, and looking like the Teddy Bruschi of old. He had a couple of pass breakups, like the roving middle linebacker diving, just getting a fingertip on the ball to knock it away. One saved a touchdown, and one he probably almost had 2 hands on it. He could have made an interception, but I still think actually in this game, this was, I would say, the Ellis Hobbs game on defense. He was the Heath Evans of the defense. One of those was Ellis Hobbs a rookie this year? Was this his rookie year?
Yep.
Yeah, I think so.
I thought so. And they were trying to pick on him the whole game because the Dolphins actually have some pretty good wide receivers with Chris Chambers and I mean, technically Wes Welker, but he wasn't really a receiver at this point. But it was Chambers and who was
Marty Booker.
yeah, Marty Booker, like
Oh,
the
yeah, he's
big,
good.
so some big guys. And Ellis Hobbs, not big. They showed him getting congratulated by Richard Seymour. He had to like jump up to give him a high five. It's like Steve and Greg high fiving. It's hysterical.
What is that supposed to mean?
Don't worry about it.
Greg's not that short.
Don't be
Yeah.
heightist.
Yeah, exactly. But he had some textbook pass breakups, and then eventually had an interception actually in the I think it was 3rd quarter. Almost gave it
And
back.
he got a fumble recovery too.
Yeah, on his own fumble.
It's fucking
still
stuff in the
counts.
stat sheet. Yeah.
That's
No,
right. Yeah.
He had one who was it? Randy McMichael had a catch, and
Oh, he recovered that fumble too?
yeah, he put when
Because that was because they were talking about coming into this game, the Patriots had 6 turnovers on the season. 3 interceptions, 3 fumble recoveries, and this is week 10, so less than 1 a game.
That's pretty good.
Not great, but there was still 4-4 coming into this game. The Dolphins were 3-5, so this game was actually for first place in the AFC East. Whoever wins this game, believe it or not.
Those are the days, huh?
Oh yeah,
Right? Yeah, not quite the same anymore, but yeah. So Ellis Hobbs, the fumble recovery was one of those ones where like it was a huge gain, and then I think it was Chris Chambers got the ball, like he caught it for a huge gain and then tried to run some more and then got it knocked out at like inside the Patriots 20 sort of thing, and the Patriots recovered. It was one of those like, yeah, it was a great turnover, but also like after a 50-yard gain. So that's kind of the team we're dealing with in 2005. They're just hanging on, literally grinding out wins in every way possible. And because you have a Tom Brady who was able to kind of like figure it out at the end, you come away with a win in this game instead of a loss, like you see in 2023.
Yeah, I mean, when you're giving up 360 yards to Gus Frerotte, it's not great.
Yeah,
Gustave Frerotte.
Yeah, let's talk about Gus Frerotte because
What's his real name?
His full name, Gustave Joseph Frerotte.
Wow, that is a sick name.
Right?
Yeah.
So as soon as I saw that, I thought, all right, well, I got to look into this. The dude's a bit of a legend. He played at University of Tulsa, and part of that, he's playing quarterback, so he also handled punting duties for the team, and he averaged 35.5 yards per punt, which is kind of like, what's his name? Lee Johnson-esque, right?
Yeah.
In 2001.
Modern day Tom Tupa, huh?
Exactly, yeah. Except, yeah, the other way around. Did Tom Tupa start off as a quarterback, or?
Well, he played.
Gotta ask Milo.
Didn't he start a game for the Jets or something like that?
Tupa, yeah, he did actually once, yeah. He also scored the first ever 2-point conversion while playing for the Cleveland Browns, who were coached by Bill Belichick. On a fake extra point. But back to Gustave Joseph Frerotte. He's been around for a while because he was playing back in the 90s. He said there was some quote about him. The last time he played the Patriots, this is the only second time he's ever played the Patriots. The first was in when he was split with Washington. He's been with a bunch of teams. And that was back in 1996, and he lost that game. So boy's been around for a while.
And
in 97.
He was drafted the same year as Heath Schuler, who was supposed to be the savior of the program, the 3rd overall pick. and Frerodte's the 197th pick.
Yep.
And then Frerotte ends up being better than Schuler, and Schuler gets traded 2 years after he's drafted.
Yeah. I mean, Frerotte played from 94 to 2008. And he started at least one game in every year except for 04 and 06. So, I mean, he's been around.
Wait,
But
he was starting in 2008?
He was starting in 2008 for Minnesota. He started 11 games and went 8-3.
What?
What?
Minnesota.
In 2008?
2008.
2008, dude. Yeah. Remember?
Gus, you're a boy for that.
This is what I'm talking about.
Fucking grind.
He must have been old as shit.
In this 2005 season, he starts 15 of 16 games and goes 9-6.
That's his 8th team, too.
Yeah. 7 teams.
That's wild.
1, 2,
Didn't know that
3,
about him.
4, 5, 6, 7 teams he plays for.
Yeah, but he played Minnesota twice.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. So, yeah, Gus Frerotte, a bit of a legend, and I'm a sucker for journeyman quarterbacks. And I was thinking about this today when I was washing dishes. What number would you put at?
This will be good.
Yeah, right?
You know,
Your mind washing thoughts
your mind wanders.
when he's alone. This is what Andy thinks about.
Where would you put the line when a quarterback becomes a journeyman? Like, how many teams do you have to play for?
4.
You think?
How many years?
Ever?
Well,
I mean,
no,
you can
I'm
figure out
saying
the obvious
40.
ones.
It might even be 3.
3? That's it?
I don't
How?
know. Can you think
How
of
many
any
years?
non-journeymans that have played on 3 teams?
Brett Favre?
Brett Favre, kind of. You could argue he's a journeyman
No.
at the end.
No.
No,
Not a journeyman. He's a
journeyman
hanger-on.
doesn't get like a starting job year after year. I don't think, right?
Like Nathan Peterman,
do they have-
didn't he go to like 3 teams, Greg? Like
Who?
Peterman.
Yeah, I mean,
Raiders.
he's a journeyman.
Well, doesn't he have to play to be a
Fitzpatrick,
journeyman?
Is Fitzpatrick a journeyman?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's like
because he plays for like
absolutely.
8
That's the
teams.
technical definition.
That's what
But
I mean.
he's
Yeah.
starting to that measure, right? He's starting at all these teams he goes
Mhm.
to.
Gus
For the
Frerotte, I would add in that. Vinny Testaverde, like the obvious ones, right? The guys who played for like 40 teams. Who was it? Chase, what's his name? Chase Daniels.
Chase
Didn't he play
Daniels.
for? But he was more of a backup for like 100 teams.
But do you have to start to be considered a journeyman?
I don't think so. Like JT O'Sullivan, the guy who does the QB school, he was on practice squads and like backups for years, but he was on like 14 different teams.
right.
Wow.
But I'd
Good
call him
locker
a
room
journeyman.
guy.
I actually never put
Yeah.
that together. That's the
Yeah.
same JT O'Sullivan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that kind of goes to show you too that like you could probably bring something other than being a physically good. Like he's clearly good at like breaking down tape and understanding
Mhm.
coverages, yada yada. So you can bring that to a team
Yeah.
outside of like actual performance on the field.
Exactly. And you can help out the other quarterbacks in the room by helping them with their tape study and whatnot.
That's like Greg on this podcast.
Yeah, I'm a locker room guy.
The glue
good
guy.
Keep the morale high.
Something like that. Anyway, so all right, we'll put it at 4. And maybe we'll like post it on Twitter and see what people say.
I think
it's
that's
some combination
though.
of-
4
Andy
feels
Stock.
about right. I feel like at least 4. 3 doesn't feel like enough to me. Once you hit the 4, now you kind of bounce around. Because like if Brady played for
For
another team,
Warren?
would you consider him a journeyman?
Well, I think it's some combination of number of teams and how long you spend on each of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's true too.
By Favre and Brady staying there forever, even at the end of their career, maybe you could call them journeymen, but you wouldn't classify them as journeymen. So it's like 4 teams, but never one longer than 3 years.
Yeah, I think that's a good barometer.
So let's see if Gus Frerotte fits that. He does not. He played for Washington for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. And then Minnesota for 2 years and then a third at the end.
All right. And anytime you cross more than 5, you're an instant journeyman,
All right. So more than 4
you
teams.
started games for 5
or
teams. Yeah, or you started
3
game for
teams
5.
of less than a year.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
We're getting there.
Jesus. All right. Anyway, back to Gustave. Some notes about his career up to this point. In November 97, Frerotte sprained his neck by ramming his head into a padded cement wall during a touchdown celebration and a 7-7 tie against the New York Giants on ESPN Sunday Night Football.
On a 7-7 tie.
Fuck yeah.
Oh my God.
And then while with the Broncos, a little bit later, among his most notable performances, Frerotte quarterbacked a wild 38-37 win over division rival San Diego on November 19th, overcoming 4 interceptions and a lost fumble by passing for a career-high 462 yards and 5 touchdowns. Like, this dude is Fitz magic / Fitz tragic before Fitzpatrick was even in the league, right?
Yeah.
Oh, he's in the league right now.
Who? Frerotte?
No, Ryan Fitzpatrick is in the league right now.
Oh, he's not. Isn't he doing
Yes.
post game stuff?
No. Oh, no. I mean, like in
2000.
like in
Yeah, when did he
2005.
start?
Oh, okay.
I believe this is his rookie year, or he started in 04. I think he started with the Rams.
2005 was his first year. Yeah, with the Rams. Started 3 games and then doesn't start again until 2008 with Cincinnati. So this is kind of like the
He saw
early.
Gus Frerotte and was like, I can do that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ryan Fitzpatrick looks
inspiration
up to Gus
starts.
Frerotte, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely does. Did they ever
Uh,
play on the same team? Is another good question.
Ooh.
Someone's gonna have to stat check that for me.
I will stat check that.
All right. Then we're heading
Yeah, they
to
did.
Did they?
Yes.
Yeah, because he goes to Minnesota. I mean, he goes to the Rams right after this.
Oh, then yeah.
And then he mentors young Fitzmagic.
What the fuck? That's sick. He's like, hey, dude, you can stay in this league a long time. You could suck.
All you gotta do.
You could just do good sometimes. And
if you throw 4 picks, you just throw 5 touchdowns. It's that easy.
Problem solved.
It's not about how you start; it's about how you finish.
Well, speaking of that, did you know that Farrat has a record that Tom Brady has? Actually, I think he tied Tom Brady for trying to figure out when it was. Tom Brady tied a Gus Farrat record because in 2008, while Farrat was with the Bears, he threw a 99-yard touchdown pass to Bernard Berrien for the longest touchdown pass from scrimmage. So on that list, Gus Farrat, Tom Brady. Oh, Jesus. Tim Turner's putting on pants for this.
Yeah.
It's getting real.
It's getting hot in here.
They got the video on for that.
And then, sadly, speaking of our boy Brett Favre, in 2009, Farrat had expressed interest in being the starting quarterback for the Vikings for the 2009 season, but he was released on February 27th after the team traded for quarterback Sage Rosenfels, who also wouldn't start because the Vikings ultimately signed Brett Favre to be their starter that year. So that Brett Favre season in 2009, wasn't that the one where Favre went to the playoffs and then got beat up by the Saints in the Bounty Gate Saints? Was that 2009?
I wanted him to go to the Super Bowl so bad.
That was a good season for him, though.
It was sick.
But imagine if that was Gus Farrat instead. How much better it would have been.
I don't know.
Yeah. You gotta have a gunslinger. I guess Farrat's a little bit of a gunslinger, but
Farrat outduels Tom Brady in 2005.
Yeah.
Can you say that about?
No, Andy. As far as your agendas go, he would only done that because of injuries to the Patriots defense.
That's right.
There was something to that. And I'll give you Exhibit A. Troy Brown. Not only starting at wide receiver for the injured David Givens, but is now in the second half playing the nickel corner again. And you can tell he's a bit rusty at it because his coverage isn't what it used to be in 2004.
Yeah, or he's just old.
A bit of both. But the first play that they showed him on there, the Patriots sent him in on a nickel blitz from the nickel spot on a corner blitz.
Love it.
Yeah. And also he was the short man on the punt because they had Dwight. What's his name?
Tim Dwight.
Tim Dwight. Thank you. We'll get to Dwight in a moment. But he was the short man on those punts, and the Dolphins punter was having a rough game, and so he actually fielded a couple punts as well. So this is an old school Troy Brown game.
Yeah, it's like every snap.
All 3 phases, baby. Just didn't leave the field. They just kept him out there.
Already 5 years old doing that to him.
Right? Jeez. Steve, how old are you?
36.
Greg, how old are you?
34.
You think you could? You think your body's up to playing an NFL game?
Absolutely not.
Greg's like,
could you play in a college soccer game right now?
Not well, but yeah, I could last
to like the Troy Brown level.
It's a wild comparison.
No, I'm saying like as Troy Brown was to the Patriots, would you be to a college?
Yeah, I'm crafty, Andy. You underestimate my craftiness. Also, a great locker room guy, so I would be an asset to a team.
That's right. So you would be the Troy Brown of UNH soccer right now, who currently ranked number 11 in the country, I think.
Yeah.
Is that right?
They are.
Sweet.
They just beat Vermont.
Mm-hmm.
Were they ever ranked when you played, Greg?
No comment.
Greg didn't play. He was a blue guy.
I was a great locker room guy. Ask anybody on that team. Kept them loose.
Ranked, but
all right. So the Tim Dwight comments leads me to our section on the commentators. as it always eventually comes back to. How would you pronounce that name?
Which name? Tim Dwight?
Yes.
Just like how it's pronounced, Tim Dwight.
Steve?
Tim Dwight.
Greg?
I can't imagine how you would mispronounce it, to be
So
honest.
it's not Tim Dwight.
The what?
The White?
The last name is one syllable, right? Dwight.
Who's the commentator, Andy?
I don't fucking know. They didn't say their names.
That was Deerdorf.
I don't think it was Theodore. No, it was the CBS crew.
Deerdorf say it.
It was
Tim Dwight.
Tim Hansen, Phil Sims, pretty sure.
Yeah, I think it was every fucking time. And it was bad. They were also criticizing Teddy Bruschi for trying to jump over the running back who would pick him up on blitzes. Like, bro, do you not know that's his game? Like, ooh, that's dangerous.
That's how people get hurt, Andy.
That was literally the quote. You could get hurt. Dude, he literally came back from a hole in his heart. And 2, this has been his game since his rookie season.
Maybe you should chill out.
Yeah, Andy. God.
I don't think he's going to do that.
Player safety issue.
Here's another quote. This was on the fumble that Tim was talking about, the long play and then the fumble. I actually quit looking at the play because I thought it was over. That's top quality commentating. And then I have a little guessing game for you. I'm talking about somebody in this game, and they said, I think he's the smartest football player in the NFL, even more than Peyton Manning. Who is he talking about?
Tom Brady.
Nope.
Keith Evans.
Nope.
Ooh, this is a good question. Let's see.
Tim, any guesses? Nope. Not a Patriot.
Ooh, Ben Watson.
Not a good guess, but no, not a Patriot.
Gus Farrat.
What was the question? Sorry.
I know.
The commentator said, I think he's the smartest football player in the NFL, even more than Peyton Manning. Who is he talking about?
Ricky Williams.
Can't be true.
Be serious, Steven.
Wes Welker.
Is the person in this game?
Yes, on the
Marty
Dolphins.
Booker.
On the Dolphins.
Mhm.
He is talking about Zach Taylor.
Ooh.
Very close.
That's
Zach
a good one.
Thomas.
Zach Thomas. I mean, it had to be a white guy, right?
That's who I meant. God damn it. I
Zach
combined
Thomas.
both those great
Because he watches a lot of film and he self-scouts.
What does that even mean?
Mm-hmm. He scouts himself. He
Yeah,
watches
watch
film
film yourself.
himself to figure out where the deficiencies are so he can get rid of them.
What's
I'm not-
what's that test called?
Oh, the
Wonderlic?
Wonderlic, yeah.
Let's see what his Wonderlic was.
So I've
Well, he was
nicknamed
always
him
a pretty
the
smart
South Beach Brewski.
I just typed in Zach Taylor. God damn it.
Yeah, big dig dummy.
Hey.
NA. God damn it.
Oh, come on, Greg.
Typical. Worst fact checker ever.
What kind of locker room guy is doing this?
So, while you guys are looking at it, I'll talk a bit about the game because I might be the only one that watched it. I think
Definitely
Tim watched most of it. If you're going to watch this game, the Patriots do win 23-16. It is an exciting game. I would just watch like start in the third quarter, like towards the end, because Brady in this game took some fucking hits, like vicious hits.
He got 23 on the Wonderlic.
Out of
That's
how
pretty
many?
good. 50.
That's pretty good, right?
Yeah, it's
Medium?
like middle of the pack, I think.
Well, yeah, little lower than average sounds like. Less than 50%. Not great. Yeah, but Brady, this is one of those like, I feel like the Dolphins do this to him a lot, where Brady just takes a bunch of shots. Like there were some clean, like just unabated to the quarterback, and Brady just like stands in there and just like hucks a deep ball for no reason. One, he just chucked as far as he could over the furthest defensive back. Like nobody in the area, just like to avoid grounding, but he was getting the shit kicked out of him. But even during all that, he manages to throw a beautiful touchdown to Ben Watson. And then starting off the fourth quarter, the Patriots pick off Farrat, that's your boy, Ellis Hobbs. And then it kind of goes back and forth from there. Like for all the not scoring any touchdowns or anything, The fourth quarter goes Patriots field goal, Miami touchdown, Patriots touchdown. And then Miami drives all the way down. First and goal from the New England 6 to end the game. Where Ellis Hobbs breaks up the first two plays. They try a fade to the far side of the field, which probably not the best decision. I don't know who had the play call, whether it was our journeyman or the coach, who we'll talk about in a second. But they were literally throwing it into the sun, like a fade with the ball like getting thrown into the sun. Where after the second one, you could see whoever the wide receiver was basically pointing at the sun saying, like, don't throw this anymore because we can't see it. And then third down, that's first and second down. Third down, Hank Poteet, who hasn't seen playing time yet this season, makes an open field tackle on Ricky Williams on a swing pass to lose a couple yards. And then on fourth down, it was Asante Samuel on the coverage, but it was just Chris Chambers dropping a low-ish ball that, he got his fingers on, probably should have caught, which would have been the game winner. So Patriots hang on to win 23-16. And a back and forth defensive struggle, which makes a lot of sense because this Miami Dolphins coach, who we haven't touched on yet, is Nick Saban, who, as most of you know him today, is the Belichick of the NCAA football. Is that about right? I'm not a college football guy. Is he basically the Bill Belichick of college football, or not really?
Yeah, I mean, he's the best college football coach ever, probably.
All right, so then
the part is, Andy's not even joking. He doesn't even know.
I don't care
what Nick Saban does.
Dude, I've never been more invested in college football.
Really?
Yeah, because the Pats are going to get a sick draft pick. I'm scouting fucking Washington's backup quarterback in the fucking late night Pac-12 game.
I can't watch a game for this podcast.
Got a lot of arm talent, but we'll wait till the Wonderlic comes out.
Yeah, good decision making.
Yeah. I want to see what his recone time is.
Yeah,
I wonder what JT O'Sullivan's got to say about him.
Oh, I bet we'll find out. This is Nick Saban's first year as an NFL head coach. And you can tell he used to be in college because the team is still using those sideline signs that they hold up to call plays and formations on defense.
Those are in the news. That's actually a good topic that we can discuss here.
There you go.
Yeah.
Do you think that's cheating? Have you heard, Andy, what's happening?
No, he has no idea what's going on.
I have, football. But I've asked some people to explain it to me because it doesn't it just sounds like advanced scouting to me. Is it not?
I think it's against the rules.
Why?
But everyone kind of does it.
Right. So then what's the...
Yeah, it's very similar to the ball inflation thing, right?
Or just Spygate.
Spygate. Yeah, it's the same. It's college Spygate.
But there is a photo out there of this assistant, right? So Central Michigan played Michigan State the first game of the year.
Yeah.
And there's a photo that looks like it's this University of Michigan assistant dressed up in Central Michigan gear, standing on the sidelines with the Central Michigan team, supposedly scouting Michigan State's signs.
Right.
Which would be ridiculous.
That is ridiculous. Because
that would mean Central Michigan and Michigan are in cahoots.
Which
he's
is
over
awesome.
there getting sideline passes and they're dressing him up so he can spy on it. I mean, that seems a little over the top, right?
That's amazing.
Oh yeah.
If
we need our
true,
inspector.
That's like
to open a congressional inquiry into this for sure. Where's Senator Specter when you need him? Come on, buddy.
Specter.
I mean, I did see the video of him wearing the glasses that obviously have like a camera, like the sunglasses that have the camera in them, because when he turns, like you can see the green light in the corner.
Yeah, see, there's that thing too of like, was he wearing the special spy glasses? Like all of it's so ridiculous.
It's amazing.
That it's super fun to watch.
And something about like somebody buying tickets and then selling them to somebody else for every game or something like that. I don't know. Like I guarantee most college and professional sports teams do this in probably all sports. Everybody's taping everything.
Yeah, it seems like to go through the trouble to get on the other team's sidelines and like it's like why wouldn't you just like videotape it?
Right. Yeah.
Those signs are huge. You can see them on fucking the TV broadcast.
Exactly. Yeah, just record, just TiVo that shit.
Take much spying to do that, you know? And wouldn't they just change them up every game? It's like
if they're not, then you deserve to have them stolen, basically.
Yeah.
It's
but again, there's a
same as-
line there, right? Because like even the Houston thing, it's like the Astros was like, hey, yeah, this is like everyone does it, but then wearing like buzzers in their uniforms and banging on trash cans to indicate like that seems like it's like not legit, right?
Yeah, but that's like affecting like the individual play, whereas like trying to steal signs it feels more broad than that. You know what I mean? Like you still have to go and execute. Whereas like if you know what the pitch is coming, like even if you know what the play is coming, like you still got to stop it. The Green Bay Packers won the first like 2 Super Bowls running the exact same sweep play. Everyone knew it was coming, but you couldn't stop it. And Tom Brady ran the same exact quarterback sneak for 20 years.
The tush push.
You knew it was coming. Yeah, exactly. The tush push now. You know it's coming. You just can't stop it.
They should outlaw that shit.
No.
People are going to get hurt, Andy. Player safety.
Yeah, it's a player safety.
No, they're not.
We already discussed this.
Nobody's going to get hurt.
Fuck Jalen Hurts. Fuck the Eagles, dude.
Yeah, that's fine. I
Nick
agree with that. Stop it.
Ban it.
There's a way to stop it. I guarantee there's a way to stop it.
It hasn't been as effective. I mean, for the Eagles, it's been effective, but around the league, I feel like
it's just because they're really good. Yeah.
And they have
a good offensive line. Yeah,
and a good quarterback.
Jason Kelsey. Yeah.
I mean, Jalen Hurts isn't a pushover either. Like when Mac does it, he's so fucking real.
Yeah, I know. It's bad.
It's not good yet.
Yeah.
Fucking hate him.
For those that can't see, Tim just did his impression of Mac Jones. Looking rather spastic, if I may say.
It's frail.
Frail. That's fair. He does seem a bit frail. Which is not what you want from your starting quarterback.
Yeah.
But Greg, I thought you were saying before we started this that you had some college coach failures that you had looked into or something like that.
Yeah, Nick Saban put me onto this.
Right.
So I went down a bit of a rabbit hole of college coaches coming to the NFL and just bombing, because I think it's personal to me because I hate college coaches. I think they're ridiculous, and I think all this like these spiels they do of like, oh, I'm turning, these people, these young men into adults, and I do it for players, and then they're like, well, should you pay them? They're like, no,
right.
That'll taint what we're. It's like they don't give a shit about the players.
That'll taint what you're doing, but I get paid $14 million a year.
And they love like telling kids what to do, and they have to listen. So it's like that dynamic does not work in the NFL. This like I'm the leader, you do what I say, yada yada thing. So
Greg clearly has no baggage from his own college coach.
Whatever, Steve. So I just looked up. I have 5 of them here that I found some funny things on each one of them.
All right.
So we can start with Saban. He has the least amount of funny shit.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So obviously, like he won a national championship with LSU before going to the Dolphins, right?
Right.
Signs this big deal with the Dolphins. Spends 2 years there, 2005 being one of them. Wasn't that bad. He was 9-7 his first year, and then 6-10.
Yeah, he went 2-2 against these Pats.
Yeah, I thought he was worse than that.
Yeah, and he didn't have that much talent on the team.
Right.
Apparently, the big thing was he wanted Drew Brees, and they signed Culpepper instead.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I remember that.
That's when he was like, "All right, I'm
out. Fuck it, I'm out."
Yeah.
Can you imagine if Nick Saban had
Drew Brees?
Drew Brees.
Yeah.
And this
that would have been a
defense?
wild pairing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
But so at the end of this year, at the end of 2005, there was a lot of rumors swirling about Alabama because it was an open position. So on December 21st, he says, I guess I have to say it. I'm not going to be the Alabama coach. And then January 3rd, he announces that he's accepted the Alabama coach position.
Oops.
So classic fucking college coach.
Yeah. Typical. I remember that. He left everybody in the lurch.
Our friend Steve Spurrier.
Oh, yeah.
Again, another one where I think it's probably more an indictment on Snyder than it is.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
That's a tough spot to be in because all those millions.
He was the last coach to beat the Patriots before they went on a 21-game win streak. Steve Spurrier.
That's right. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. So he was like super established as a college coach, won an NCAA title with Florida,
Right.
7-time conference coach of the year. And at the time was the most lucrative coaching contract in the NFL when he signed it in 2002.
Oh, wow.
2 seasons with the R words, 7-9 and 5-11.
Ooh.
Apparently he wanted Danny Werfel as his starting quarterback because he won a Heisman at Florida.
Oh, right.
And Snyder stepped in and demanded Patrick Ramsey. So
Oh,
neither of them were really that good.
Classic lose right there.
Yeah. But he did have a couple funny quotes. He said, this is like looking back. He said, I went to the team that offered the most money instead of the best situation.
I remember that.
Yeah, it is what it is, right?
I think we talked about that back when we did that game.
Yeah.
Oh,
And he
wow.
said, I did a lousy job. The GM did a lousy job. He just happened to be the owner. So who needed to go?
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Holy
Dan
shit.
Snyder effect.
Yep.
The Bill Belichick effect. Ooh.
Oh,
Ooh.
I see what you did there.
And my personal favorite one here is Lou Holtz, which I didn't even realize Lou Holtz had coached in the NFL.
Did he?
Yeah, right?
Yeah. In 1975, he had 1 season with the Jets.
Oh,
76.
jeez.
Yeah.
I bet that was good.
Jets.
So he was like pretty good before this. I think most of his success in college came after, but he was like 33-12 with NC State.
All right.
Has 1 season with the Jets. He admitted to Steve Sabol that he had never watched an NFL game before his first preseason game with the Jets.
What?
Yeah. He tried to run the option offense with Joe Namath, who was at the tail end of his career, had undergone multiple knee surgeries on both knees.
Oh, no.
And he had John Riggins on the roster, who didn't get enough touches, and then they ended up trading him, and he becomes a Hall of Famer with the Redskins.
How do you not get enough touches at an option offense?
Yeah, right?
Dude, because they're running it through fucking
Namath.
Joe Namath.
Yeah. Joe.
Running it seems like a strong word.
He also tried to implement a college fight song, a Jets-specific college fight song.
Oh, how'd that go?
Apparently the players hated it.
What song was it?
There's people have pieced it together. There's no audio of it.
Oh boy.
But people have pieced it together. It's a piece of shit. I read the lyrics and they're hilariously bad.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
I'm so in for that.
Guy like Greg.
Yeah. He had a couple of funny quotes. He said, God did not put Lou Holtz on this earth to coach in the pros. Just blame it on God. That's great.
Right.
What was his record?
He got fired before the year ended. He was 3-10, and he resigned with 1 game left.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah.
Didn't make the full season.
He also said, if I knew the NFL was this tough, I never would have taken the job.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, he maybe should have watched the game before he got there.
Right?
Jesus.
Uh-huh. And then there's Bobby Petrino.
Yep.
He was, I think he ended up BC, right? After? Wasn't he a BC guy?
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, he
I'll stat check.
maybe I'm thinking of college basketball. He did, he led Louisville to national prominence in Orange Bowl. And then he signed a 10-year contract with Louisville, and then 6 months later leaves for the NFL.
Yeah, they do.
They signed him to develop Michael Vick.
Oh, right.
So this is that time frame. And then before even training camp starts, Vic gets tagged for that illegal dogfighting ring.
Oh.
And he's not allowed to leave the state of Virginia. So basically, Vic's done. He's cooked for the year. So he's basically screwed. It starts out 3-10 and then resigned to become head coach of Arkansas.
That's right.
Less than 24 hours after personally promising owner Arthur Blank that he was staying in Atlanta.
That's who I was thinking of. Yeah. I had his resignation and Saban's resignation.
Yeah.
They're kind of the same, but this was like mid-season he did it, right?
Yeah, mid-season.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, and apparently the players hated Petrino. He informed his players of his departure via a 4-sentence laminated note left at the locker of each player, a move that many in the organization and in the NFL harshly criticized.
Yeah, no kidding. Good Lord.
And then the best of the best is definitely Urban Meyer, right?
Yep. All right.
I mean, this one's recent, but even reading through some of the stuff is so fucking funny. And he's probably the most accomplished coming in.
Yeah.
Right? He's a 3-time national champion with 2 different teams, Florida and Ohio State. 7-time conference champion. He leaves college because if you remember in 2018, there was the reports about his assistant coach with the spousal abuse stuff.
Oh yeah, he swept it under the rug, right?
Yeah, he swept it under the rug, and then they suspend him for 3 games, and then basically after that season, he's like, all right, I'm out of here. So he's hired by the Jacksonville 3 years later, essentially 2021. So he's hired in January. So I'm just going to timeline out the shit that happened, all the shit he put that organization through. So February, he hires a former Iowa strength and conditioning coach, Chris Doyle, despite accusations of racist remarks and bullying during his time with the Hawkeyes. And Doyle then resigns 48 hours after protests erupt. So not great after that's why you basically left Ohio State, was your assistant coach being an asshole.
Yeah, that's not good.
So then July rolls around, NFL fines him $100,000 for violating practice rules during organized team activities. A little slap in the wrist. That's not that bad. October, after a week 3 game against Cincinnati, he hangs out in Ohio, right. Goes to a bar, a Columbus area bar, Urban Meyer's Pint House, and a video appears of him inappropriately touching a woman who is not his wife.
Right. A very young woman, right? A college-age woman, I believe.
Yeah. Which looked like his hand was up her butt cheeks.
Yep.
December, 2 months later, during a staff meeting, Meyer delivered a biting message that he's a winner and his assistant coaches are losers, according to several people informed of the contents of the meeting, challenging each coach individually to explain when they've ever won and forcing them to defend their resumes.
That sounds like Dabo Sweeney move right there.
Right.
I'm a winner. You're a loser.
Yeah.
And then December, the final nail in the coffin was 2 weeks later. The former Jags kicker, Josh Lambo, publicly accused Meyer of physical abuse, saying that Meyer repeatedly kicked Lambo's leg during warmups. After Lambo told Meyer never to kick him again, Lambo said Meyer responded, "I'm the head coach. I'll kick you whenever the fuck I want."
I feel like I heard a story where the players held like a players only meeting. And one of the linebackers, somebody like one of the, the head guys on the team, I don't know, the captain or something, said something innocuous about the coaches. And so he took one of his assistant coach's phone and called the player at his house that night when he found out, and basically like lit into the player on his assistant coach's phone so that he would pick up the phone, not know it was from him.
Dude, that's the kind of shit that like probably works in college.
Maybe.
Right? If you're just like a college kid who's
if you're like an 18 and 19-year-old, yeah.
Yeah. You're like, oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
He's going to kick me off the team. Like, I need to, like, we're an NFL player, be like, I don't have fucking time for this shit.
Exactly.
Fuck this guy. Yeah. I bet there's all sorts of shit like this at Ohio State, but it's like, if it works,
Yeah. That's probably true.
Yeah. So he's 2-11. And is fired mid-season. So I think 3 of the 4
didn't last the season.
Shortest stints of like non interim coaches are all like college coaches, like Lou Holtz, Petrino, and Urban Meyer are like 3 of the shortest head coaching stints in the NFL.
Interesting. I'm a little surprised you didn't throw your boy Chip Kelly in there.
I know Chip Kelly could argue. I don't think he was much of an asshole though. It didn't work as well.
Yeah, but he definitely like came into the Eagles and just like scrapped everything to try run his system.
Yeah, it was actually awesome to watch though,
and just traded away with it anything that they had. And then the NFL, like you can't run that system in the NFL. Like it just doesn't work. Pages have already tried it. It doesn't work.
I think it worked for a little bit.
It worked for the Pats.
Yeah, in that one season, but then the referees would like step in and like hold the play so you couldn't run a play quickly enough. So it did work a little bit. Chip Kelly, took over the Eagles in 2013, went 10-6, and then 10-6 2014, 6-9, then 2-14. That 2-14 was with the 49ers in 2016.
Kaepernick's last year, right?
I think so, yeah. Wasn't he injured or something like that?
No, I think he just played a bunch and like his numbers weren't terrible, but the team was awful.
Do you know that Chip Kelly is a local boy?
Of course I know, dude. He's a fucking local legend.
Born in, he's from Dover, New Hampshire.
Yeah.
Yeah, went to UNH.
Coach at UNH.
Coach at UNH. Actually, while I was there, he was the offensive coordinator. And I remember going to a game because UNH, not a big football school. But they started the game with a surprise onside kick, recovered it, and then ran a flea flicker on the first play from scrimmage to score like a 50-yard touchdown. And that's how they opened the game.
He's just playing Madden, dude.
He was.
Classic.
It was amazing to watch. And then he got his shot at Oregon as the offense coordinator and became their head coach and was doing the exact same fucking thing. So when he came to the NFL, I was psyched to see that sort of shit.
Me too. I was a big fan of his. I mean, he like revolutionized college football.
Did he really?
That Oregon offense.
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me. I mean, it was it set a bunch of records in like NCAA. What do they call it? The league that UNH is in.
1AA.
1AA. That's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they would go to like the finals a bunch for that tournament that they have and lose to like Montana every year, whoever the fucking wheelhouse team is. But yeah, they were always setting records for one of their wide receivers got drafted by the Bears, I think. He broke Jerry Rice's touchdown record, college touchdown record at UNH.
Yeah.
As he do.
But for every good, I mean, there's obviously examples of good coaches too, right? Tom Coughlin, Pete Carroll, most notably. He's probably the best one.
That's what I was going to say. That was the only one I could think of was Pete Carroll.
Jimmy Johnson. He's another like.
Oh, I suppose, Jimmy Johnson. Yeah.
You could argue Harbaugh. I mean, he was a short stint, but I mean, he took.
Did he go the other way though? Did Harbaugh coach in college before coming to
Stanford?
Oh, he was.
That's right. Then he went to the 49ers and then back to Michigan.
Well, there's rumors that he'll come back and go coach.
I'd hire him.
Yeah, I probably would too. I mean, I don't like him personally, but I think he's a good coach. Unfortunately,
and he cheats, so fuck it. We're already like,
hell yeah, match made in heaven,
right? Team culture, dude.
Yeah. Perfect fit. All right. Should we do best and worst? I think we've pretty much covered this.
Let's do it.
All right. Who wants to go first? Steve.
I'll go first. Yeah.
Right.
My best is, I didn't watch this game, but it sounds like the ending of it was the opposite of the game we went to with our family like 15 years ago.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And my worst was the end of that game.
What was the end of that game? I don't remember.
Pats had the ball like inside the 10 and they needed a touchdown and they couldn't do it.
Yeah. I remember.
You don't remember that game, Greg? That was the no glass in the pool game.
Yeah, that was when you took your shirt off after the game.
Yeah.
When you were leaving. And you were just yelling at everybody.
Exactly. I was very upset.
Yeah, Mom was pissed.
Mom was definitely pissed.
Yeah.
That tracks, yeah.
I mean, looking back, probably rightfully so, dude.
Oh, yeah. I don't think Mom has ever gotten pissed unrightfully so.
Yeah.
That's fair.
But I mean, you got to expect it, right?
Yeah.
It's not like we would hide in the fact that we're obnoxious at Patriots games.
No.
Oh, yeah. No, that was a pretty obvious thing, yeah. I mean, Dad left us at a Lowell Spinners game because you were heckling you were heckling everybody. And I think his breaking point was when you heckled the mascot. And he's like, I can't do this. And he just up and left.
He did not leave us at the game, Andy.
Andy
tells this story all the time, and each time it gets worse and worse.
No,
Greg spit on the bat boy at a Loyal Spinners game.
I was like 15.
Yeah, and you were heckling the mascot.
Dude, we were just having a little fun. That's how I remember it.
Who's we?
Everyone was laughing.
Greg.
Dude.
It's the royal we. All right. But he did. He walked out and
on the totem pole of like where that stands on most obnoxious of Bennett sporting events, Andy. That's not even making the top 20.
Oh, I know. I didn't say it was.
What's number one, Greg?
Well, I mean, obviously the time I got drunk tanked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know if you had a chance to be annoying on that one, though.
That's true.
You would have been had
Someone sent me a video that was taken in the parking lot from that game like last week. Kelly's aunt. Dude, I couldn't even watch it. It was so bad.
Definitely want to see it. Yeah.
I was gonna say, how do we get a hold of that? I'm gonna reach out to Kelly after this.
No.
We can just go to
we
Kelly
need
for that
that.
one.
It's fucking obnoxious.
For the next Bills game that we do, I want that.
Maybe when we get to that game, because it's probably not that far away.
I was gonna say, yeah, this is probably
that's
around that.
perfect. Yeah.
Right. Oh God. All
All right,
right.
can I do my best and worst?
Yeah, give it to me.
Okay. My best is that hit by Asante Samuel.
That was a good hit.
Yeah. I watched the highlights. And there's one hit where I think it's Ronnie Brown, right? Just coming in the middle.
I think it was Ricky Williams, but yeah.
Ricky Williams, yeah.
Goes off
and
right
this
tackle.
is like between the tackles run and then fucking Samuel shows up out of nowhere. He's probably got like 60 pounds on Samuel. And he just
shoulder into his
flat, dude.
chest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
He's already done that
something I
once
ever
this season.
remembered about his game, but I mean that's
yeah.
Does that hold true, Andy? Is he a good tackler? I haven't been watching games.
I wouldn't say he's a good tackler, but he's a big hitter. He doesn't wrap up. So he does. This is not the first time he's taken that kill shot. He did one on a tight end a couple weeks ago too.
That's sweet, dude. That's how I'd play too.
I know.
Yeah.
Just the truck stick.
Do you think? I heard this question, one of these rhetorical questions on a podcast. Do you think if you had 20 tries doing the Oklahoma drill with Derrick Henry, you think you'd get him down any of those times?
No way.
Not even like a aim for his legs and just shoot, you know?
No.
Because people my size can tackle.
All right. Now describe that size. What is that size?
Like 6 foot 180, right?
No.
I mean, obviously they're better athletes than me, but
he will absolutely.
You can't even like grab his leg on the way by.
No, you know what's going to happen is you're going to try that the first one, and your head's going to hit his tree trunk of a thigh, and you won't get up for the next 19 because you'll be like, you know what, fuck it, no.
There's probably an effect of like after the first 3, you're like, I don't want any of this.
Yeah.
Maybe if I did it once per day, 20 days in a row.
I don't think so.
Or I had time to heal up, you know.
No.
Get out of the concussion protocol.
I don't think so either.
That's enough time at all.
No.
Strategize my attack.
Yeah, my strategy would be just fake for the dick. Hopefully he flinches, and then maybe I get him down.
A trip, dude. You got to go trip. You know.
No, I'm gonna have a handful of sand. I'm gonna chuck in his eyes and see what happens.
We all agreed. No, we couldn't do it.
No
Definitely
chance.
not.
Absolutely
no
no chance
chance.
whatsoever.
All right, who's next?
You're next, Tim.
All right. So I have 2 bests.
All right.
My first best is Willie McGinnis because he was a menace in this game, dude.
He was beating up Gus Farrar.
Yeah, there was one play that he like hit him and like grabbed his face mask after, like as he
dude.
and nothing got called.
Yeah, just clubbed him in the face. It was awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. And then obviously my second best is going to be Tim Dwight because he's sick. And he had a great play at the end to set up the go-ahead touchdown. So that was sick. And then my worst, me. I'm my worst because I didn't prepare as well as I'd like to for this game. So
that's right. We were talking off the pod that Tim came in wanting to be Andy. And he's becoming more of me every week that goes by.
I'm slowly becoming Greg Brown.
I love that Greg takes it as a compliment.
All roads lead to Greg Brown, dude.
Yeah. That's why he showed up without pants on today.
Yeah.
No, that's still me.
Well, hey, at least I'm like towing the line of both. So.
There's still time, Tim. Don't you worry, buddy.
No, I know.
We'll get there with you. We'll work with you.
I appreciate you guys.
Oh, Jesus. All right. I feel like that wasn't negative enough, so I'll give you a couple of worse here. My worst is Chris Chambers. because at the beginning of this game, apparently he got upset about Nick Saban calling his group of wide receivers decent, and then went out and proceeded to drop like 3 balls, one being the game-winning touchdown. So perhaps decent may have actually been too strong of a word for what Chris Chambers is. So good for him.
How would you describe the Patriots' current wide receiving core that's going to start next week?
Decent. Young.
Decent.
How about that? Young.
High ceiling.
Experienced.
Yeah.
I do have to say, like in this game, watching Deion Branch, I was like, dude, Demario Douglas like has some.
He's
has
got
a
that
little
shiftiness.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of that in him.
Yeah, he's got some wiggle to him. I'll give you
Douglas
that.
is the future, man. I'm real high on him.
I love him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's the man.
6th round pick out of where? Liberty.
Yep.
I mean, come on now. That's what you need. That's what you need in wide receiver. He's the next Troy Brown. Get him out there returning punts.
That's a hot take.
He can play defense too.
I bet he could.
Steaming hot.
Unless he fumbles, and then we'll bench him for 6 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So I don't know if this is a worse, but there's a Ricky Williams. So you can't have a Ricky Williams game without like a Ricky Williams.
Don't come for my
Quote.
boy, Andy.
I'm not. I'm just. This is a
Okay.
quote. This is not a worst or a best.
Okay.
But apparently, it came out that he is a vegetarian or vegan, maybe. I can't remember which one they said, but so they asked him, does that mean like you don't eat meat, or do you just like not eat, like do you still eat fish and chicken? And his response was, I don't eat nothing with eyes. Oh, yeah, that's pretty good. But that begs a follow up. Does he eat potatoes?
What about black eyed peas?
Black eyed peas, yeah, same.
Whoa, good one, Steve.
Black eyed Susans.
Anything
I
with
don't think
eyes, dude.
Hmm?
Well, then can you eat eggs? You can eat eggs, right?
Oh, they don't have eyes, so yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. I mean, that's not vegan, right?
Yeah, so I guess he's just vegetarian then.
Yeah. That sounds like vegetarian.
I think he was a vegetarian. Yeah, I think they may have said vegan, but and then yeah, here's we'll call it a best. In back in those days, like their idea of fancy graphics was overlaying the field goal percentage by like yards.
Oh, yep,
Yeah.
yep. I saw that a few times.
So they did that with Vinatieri, and inside 10 yards, he's 100%.
Doesn't miss a kick.
Automatic.
Right.
Automatic.
And then from 30 to like from 20 to 30, he's 93%, almost automatic. Between 10 and 20 yards, he's 87%. Weird that he's better from 20 to 30 than he is from 10 to 20, I thought.
Yeah, that is weird.
We got to talk sample sizes here, Andy.
Perhaps that could be what it is. But anybody want to guess what he is from over 30?
My friend. Yeah. The Gaussian curve.
Anybody want to guess what he is from over 30?
25%.
No, it's higher than that.
87.
Oh, all right. Steve?
88.
68.
I mean,
Not ideal, but I think it was a different league back then. Right now, you probably see 88
no.
from over 30. Yeah, between 30 and 40.
Are we talking yards
like
or where the
it's-
ball is snapped? Because the 30.
I'm sure where the ball is
Steve.
snapped. It's just on the field, so it's where the ball is snapped. Or
So it's like,
whatever,
what, a 47-yard field goal? I mean, that's
47, 57-yard field goal.
you're not getting 80. Yeah, you're not getting 80.
I think
Yeah,
it may
sure.
be higher, but I don't think it's like
57 yards is long as shit.
The people are hitting those these days, though. Like long field goals aren't nearly as missed as they used to be.
I don't know.
Yeah, but they're not hitting 88% of them.
I feel like kickers are getting let go left and right because they suck.
But I feel like they're getting let go, even though they're not missing kicks, though.
No,
I
they're
don't know
missing.
what
They
happened.
suck.
Um,
There are a lot of missed kicks this year.
yeah, my best is Ellis Hobbs showing Asante Samuel how to cover. It was great. And then Heath Evans, the Heath Evans revenge game.
Oh shit! Yeah, that should have been my best too.
And Ben Watson, we didn't talk about him. 2 touchdowns. Kind of
Ben
a
Watson.
breakout game for him.
Yeah, and they were great touchdowns too. They were like a toe tapping end zone touchdowns. Great.
Yeah, most kickers are better. Between 40 and 49 are looks like 75%.
That sounds about right.
Nick Folk. He's
Nick
a beast.
Folk?
We couldn't have used him this year at all.
Nah. Get the young guys in. Get that draft pick. Go do it.
Ever go for it on fourth down. Don't ever try to get that. The thing that pisses me off about the Patriots this year the most is the fact that they don't ever try to fucking get that score right before half. He just needs it every fucking time. He's scum. Hate.
Yeah. It's one thing to be bad. It's another to be boring and conservative bad.
Yeah, dude,
Like, who cares? Just try it. Just try it.
So bad. We're not even going to try.
Yeah. Throw an interception. I don't give a shit, dude. Like, it's fine. I'm not going to get mad if you turn the ball over. Let's just do something not boring.
Well, that's bullshit. Let it
I'm
all
actually
out, Tim.
enjoying this year. I think it's as much fun to watch as I've had in a while because they're so bad that it's like entertaining.
Yeah, fair enough.
Did you done it, Andy? You still got more?
Yeah, no, I'm good.
All right. You guys want to do fantasy week 10, 2005?
Oh yeah, we should.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get an update there.
All right. So Andy, not so hot this week. You got Big Ben, who had 0 points.
Nice.
LT 0 points.
Okay, this is the bye week. That's fine. Get them out of the way.
Injured.
Wait, what? Are they injured?
Big Ben may be injured. I don't know. I didn't deep dive, but you got Steve Smith 3.4 points.
Yikes.
Randy Moss 14.7.
There you go.
Yeah,
Randy.
I think the Chargers are on a bye because Antonio Gates 0 points.
Okay, see, that's fine. Getting these out of the way.
The Broncos defense 16 points, pretty good. Jason Elam 11 points for a total of 45.1 points for the week.
Uh-oh.
That's
I'm
not
looking
so
up.
great, Andy.
Ben Roethlisberger only starts 12 games this season.
Yeah, it's Charlie Batch game. You should have fucking drafted Charlie Batch.
Yeah, I should have. He didn't do
Tommy
great.
Maddox, maybe.
246 yards and 1 touchdown in 2 games. It's pretty good.
Hey, I mean, better than nothing. All right, Greg, you got Peyton, who had 27.3 points. Sean Alexander, 35.4 points. T.O. Has been suspended from the team, so he gets 0.
Who's that?
Yo.
God damn it, T.O., dude. You fucking asshole.
Oops.
You picked up
That's what you get for having a diva.
you picked up Crunches, T.O.
No, dude, crunches in the driveway, T.O., dude, it's the worst one.
How many fantasy points do you get for those crunches?
A big whopping 0.0. You got Reggie Wayne 15.2, Tony Gonzalez 8.1, Ravens 1 point, Vanderjerk 7 points for a total of 94.
Nice, dude, that's pretty good. I'll take that.
Yeah, and then we got Steve, Mike Vick 26.9, Priest Holmes. Yeah, Priest Holmes injured, so 0.0 on that. Marvin Harrison 16.8, Deion Branch 8.2, Dallas Clark 7.8, Steelers defense 6 points, and you got Benetieri with 9 points for a total of 74.7. So this week Greg won, and for the totals,
get some.
Greg's is gonna win because he's got Sean Alexander. And
Hell yeah,
just
dude.
Cheat code.
That's literally it, yeah.
and he's got Peyton.
Uh-huh.
So we have a total for the year of Greg with 440.2 points, Andy not too far behind with 392.5, and then Steve has 350.3.
And Andy's starting to Ben Roethlisberger every week.
Yeah.
And Roethlis 0.
I mean,
Nothing
and
burger.
you have TO, so I mean, you all have someone injured for the season.
Fucking TO, dude.
Oops.
Yeah. So
Dude,
yeah, you got Roethlisberger. You have Greg's got TO, and Steve's got Priest Holmes.
Joey Harrington this week, 21 of 31 for 231 and 3 touchdowns, no picks.
Wow, legend.
I don't even know if I would have ever said Joey Harrington had a game like that.
Mm.
Chris Sims, 15 of 29, 279, and 3 touchdowns. No picks. Chris Sims?
Yeah.
Good for him.
Do you guys want to draft injury replacements? Try to see if to spice things up.
That's up to you guys.
I'm looking at players on the list right now, so I might be cheating.
It might be.
So
Definitely cheating.
We'll just say Greg doesn't get one. We'll just dock you for that right there.
I want Gus Frerotte.
You want Gus Frerotte?
You probably could get Gus Frerotte.
He's on the waiver wire, so.
I think he has a decent season.
Let me get Ashley Lilly.
He throws a bunch of. Yeah, you're not getting Ashley Lilly.
Why?
Because you're looking at the stats right now.
No, I'm looking at 1 week, dude. He was the 18th receiver this week.
I don't trust you.
Steve, who do you want?
I want Michael Vick.
Think.
He's already taken by Steve.
Yeah, you want to trade? You talking trades?
You're gonna have Ben Roethlisberger.
Steve, you gonna keep him this year for next year?
Is this a dynasty league? Fuck, it should be.
It was stupid.
I'm just trying to think of a good running back.
Running back's the hardest one.
It looks like it hurts.
Completely whiff on running back.
All right, I'm gonna go with Ricky Williams just because I know he played.
That's a good guess.
I don't like that. Tim's shaking his head. No, that's a bad guess.
Is he about to get suspended?
No, because he's splitting carries with Ronnie Brown, so I don't think it goes.
Yeah.
And he just had 11 rushes for 13 yards in this game.
Oh, jeez.
Can't be good. 05. Who's big in 05? Fuck.
Is Mike Allstott big in 05? Because if he is, I want him.
No, take his replacement. What's his name?
Mark Dunn.
Larry Johnson.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying for Priest Holmes.
He has a good year.
I think Larry Johnson.
Sure, I'll pack.
No, he's not allowed to. No replacements. This is bullshit. We're not redrafting.
No,
we're not doing
getting
this.
worried.
You can't just redraft middle of the year
I got 50 points to make.
Everyone's getting a redraft for an injured player.
Yeah,
I mean, you should, because your guys suspended. That shouldn't count. I don't think Greg gets one.
Yeah,
I'm commissioner, so I can run this whatever way I want, Greg.
If someone gets injured, Greg, then you can get a replacement.
Yeah, if they're suspended, no.
I don't care. I'll just ride Alexander the whole fucking way, dude. Giddy up.
Cool. All
Dude,
right,
33 carries this week.
Jeez,
33 carries, $165 and 3 touchdowns. That's crazy. That'll never happen again in the NFL.
No.
All right, who do you want, Andy? Who do you want to replace Big Ben?
I don't know. Give me a list.
Give you a list.
Gus Frerotte.
Thinking about it. Christ.
Drew Brees?
Oh yeah, he's in this league, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
Yeah, all right. Fuck it, it's Drew Brees. May as well. He's on a bye this week, right?
Yeah, he's on a bye this week
with everybody else on the team. Yeah, fuck it, Drew Brees.
He's just gonna ride the San Diego Chargers.
Yep, I think they were pretty good there. Yeah, right.
They went in 7 that year.
We'll find out.
So
let me get Jimmy Garoppolo.
Dude, he's been so bad, dude.
Jimmy got benched, dude. Unreal.
That whole team is so sad.
Dude, should we rehire McDaniels?
No.
Sure.
Yes.
They're going to. He's going to be some assistant to the regional manager.
I hope so.
$0.
He's a good offensive coordinator.
I thought you would be very against him, Greg.
Really? No, I think McDaniels is great.
You think he's better than Billy O?
I mean, based on what he did with Mac the year he had him, yeah. That's the best Mac has looked.
They had an better offensive line that year. I think that's what.
Man.
Yeah.
It can't get worse than where we're currently at, guys. You know?
You think it's the offensive coordinator's fault?
No, but fuck it. I
think it can get a lot worse, Greg.
More the merrier.
Look at the fucking Browns. It can get a lot worse than where it is right now.
Hey, the Browns are winning games, though.
Yeah, but finally, I mean, they were fucking. Their valley was deep.
I mean, they're winning games without a quarterback,
right? They mortgaged a house for Deshaun Watson. He's sucked.
It is ridiculous. And he's been cleared to play, and he's just not playing.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I don't feel like it.
Fuck it, his contract's guaranteed. Why not?
I know.
Means he'll get a massage.
That might help him play. All right, boys. What is next week? Steve, we play next week.
Greg's birthday?
No, I was talking about in this podcast.
Happy early birthday, Greg.
Hey, thanks, Steve.
Yeah, at least a good brother wishes you that,
Doesn't count if it's not on the day.
I have no idea who's next.
Greg.
It's the Saints.
Thanks, Tim. The Saints. Ooh. Intra-conference.
Intra-conference, yeah.
Not
I'll give
Drew
somebody
Brees,
$1
right?
if
This
they
is
can
the
name
year
the
before.
quarterback of the Saints.
Is it
2005.
Brooks? Aaron Brooks?
Oh, goddamn. All right, look at that.
Wow.
I'll have to delve. Look at
I
that.
bet you can't name the leading rusher.
Just
Yeah.
McAllister?
You're not going to get this.
Antoine Smith.
Antoine Smith.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
I didn't know he played on New Orleans.
Yeah. Also, Dante Stallworth and Azahir Hakim.
Oh, wow.
Those guys are good.
As a hero, Keith.
Exactly.
Great Birmingham.
Boy, this is gonna be a name
sweet.
game, I think.
Yeah, this team's sweet.
Yeah,
Joe Horn.
I love it.
Yeah, Joe Horn.
All right, so
He
that's
did
what we have
some
to look forward to
hilarious
next week.
Yeah.
Some names you remember, and maybe the Patriots can actually put a couple of wins together. We'll see. We'll find out next week
Spoiler alert.
on the Patriots Dynasty podcast.
Tune in next week to see how much of a blubbering little bitch Greg is on the Patriots Dynasty podcast.
See you later.
See you later.
Yeah.